Good afternoon, viewers. Thank you so much for choosing to watch HTV this afternoon, and thank you for joining us on this live broadcast. We are broadcasting from our Lusaka studios, and indeed we are also live on My HTV Zambia Facebook page. We are also live on My HTV Zambia YouTube. My name is Pastor Princess to host the program. In the studio, I'm joined by my colleague, and that is no other than Paxton Kangwa. Paxton, good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon and good afternoon, viewers.
Beautiful. Wow. Okay, so welcome to This Generation. This is a program where we look at things that are happening in this generation. Some of them, if they happened in my days, they are definitely going to be called a taboo. You know, when we were growing up, certain things that we are seeing now, in our days, they were a taboo, but now it's a normal life. You know, even if you look at it, you just say, oh, okay, it's one of those things, it's part of life, it's normal. You know, it just looks normal, but in those days, it was a taboo. It was something that you couldn't just see or hear anywhere among humanity. So this afternoon, we just want to look at the life that youths are leading in this generation. Surely. Surely, I mean, there are things that youths are doing that probably we have to condemn, advise, and there are certain things that youths are doing that we just have to say no to them, because if we allow it, well, let's think of the next generation. If we allow it, it will keep on growing and growing. So before we know it, next generation, we might be having something which is not even supposed to be called humanity. Okay, so Baxter,
Yeah.
you are a youth.
Yes.
Wow. So I'm on this panel with the right person. I'm not a youth myself, but you are a youth. So I believe that you understand these things more than I do, because some of the things I'll just tell you, this is a taboo, but for you as a youth, you'll be like, okay, this is fashion, this is 21st century. Wow, okay. So let's start talking, Paxton. What are some of the things that you feel the youths are really doing in this generation, but they have gone to the extreme, that if not controlled, it might spoil or destroy the next generation?
That's a tricky question, but there are things that the young people are doing, which themselves, they feel it is the right thing. Okay? And honestly, I can't really put to say this has gone to the extreme, because of the days that we are living in. Generations change and time changes. And there is a saying to say, if things changes, if you don't change, you remain the same. So I think it's a time that even people move with time. By that being said, does not also necessarily mean that the young people should do the wrong things in the name of time has changed and we need to change as well.
Okay, great. Buxton, are you a Christian?
Yes.
Do you believe in the Bible?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so 100% you believe in the Bible. But then looking at, you just said time, things are changing according to time. Does the Bible change according to time?
It doesn't change. And just to clarify one thing, I'm a Christian, 100% spiritual and then 0% religious.
Wow, I love that. Wow, I love it. I love it.
So meaning there are things that need to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But if we time ya bene yesu, when we put it that way, there were no young,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a mode of transport.
Mm-hmm.
And the mode of transport which was there, it was boats, ships.
Mm-hmm.
We saw even Jesus walking on the water when the disciples of Jesus were a boat. And there were donkeys as a mode of transport.
Mm-hmm.
That was the time. But right now, not that the word of God has changed, but it's just that the technology has changed.
Mm-hmm.
We have moved away from riding on a donkey from Lusaka to Chongo to Chipata.
Mm-hmm.
We use buses.
Yeah.
So the word of God cannot change, but technology changes. So I believe the word of God cannot change, but it's just the technology that changes and how things are being done.
Mm. Okay, beautiful indeed, beautiful. So it is technology that changes. Now, okay, let's now start pinpointing. Let's just start maybe picking on one thing, and then we look at it, how it is being done in this generation, and then let's qualify it, or let's try to adjust where we can. So let's talk about dressing. Do you think there's anything that has changed where dressing is concerned, both for ladies and men, young ladies and young
A lot has changed. A lot. Starting from Zambia's 60 years, even before 60 years, even before Zambia got independence, there were ways on how people used to dress and how people used to do fashion according to those times. And this time, it has changed, looking at how things have changed around the world. I believe dressing has changed completely. Yes.
Okay, so do you think it is changing for better or for worse, according to your own observation?
That has two angles, depending on the way you are looking at it. My grandmother, who is 95, he will say the dressing has changed to the worse, because she'll compare of how it was on her time during her days and looking at this time. This generation is saying those clothes are just okay. So them is saying okay, the older generation is saying no. It's a stance of other, so things have changed. Yeah.
Okay, so Baxon, you agree with me that we've seen, let's talk about young men. You're a young man yourself. We have seen young men, the way they are putting on their trousers. You know, sometimes you ask yourself a question like, why can't he just remove it? Because we believe that every tailor, as they make those pairs of trousers, they have